Yo, welcome back to the afternoon show live on TV3. About to get into our big conversation for this afternoon, the principles of income generation. And we are happy to have our lecturer, our teacher, a man himself in the house, Jeremiah Boabeng, CEO of Group Boabeng with us. Remember, you can be a part of this one, even though it may sound like a lecture. You can be a part of it. If you have questions, send it to us via our Facebook, especially our Facebook stream at TV3 Ghana. We will do well to answer some of your questions. We will open the phone lines also much later on, so you can ask some questions or make some contributions. But Jeremiah is here. Jerry.
Hi.
And call you Jerry, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Jerry, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good to have you again.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're glad you're back. Yeah.
How's your weekend been?
It was okay. It was cool. It wasn't too heavy.
Nothing giddy.
Yeah.
Business, everything, family.
Yeah.
It's all
I mean,
okay.
the thing for me is that because I do multiple things, weekends are not weekends for me like that.
Okay. It's more like Monday to Sunday for you.
Yeah. I just pick and choose which days I want to rest and which days I want to work. Yeah.
What's your highlights for this weekend? The highlights for you?
Well, so I have a couple of speaking engagements. I'm speaking on Wednesday night, speaking on Thursday night, and speaking on Sunday morning. So basically, that's the main thing I'm doing this. In addition to my routine work as a CEO. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm tempted to still have personal conversations with you, but we'll go to the drawing board now and start talking principles of income generation. Anita, you want to ask something?
Absolutely, because when I was reading through the principles, I realized that, okay, these are things that on a daily, you may think of them, but how deep they were in the principles, I was like, okay, we need more elaboration on them. And so it's good that Jeremiah, you're here. And so if you can run us through the principles.
Right. So I'll just start by saying that making money, generating income is a function of two things. God blesses us. We can't take that out. God blesses people. God gives people wealth. God gives people riches. God gives people ideas. That's there. But then also, people have a responsibility to be strategic about how much money they make, how they generate income. And if I study life, I realize that there are 5 levels to income generation, 5 levels. So the very base of that level are those who generate income through raw strength.
Okay.
Those who make money through their physical labor, their physical energy, their labor, their sweat, and stuff like that. So maybe to make this easier, let me just illustrate on the flip chart. So this is what I call the 5 levels of income generation. Can I divide this into 5?
It's more like a pyramid.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So the first level. Now, most people make money from this level.
Okay.
Raw
Most
strength.
people.
Most people.
Okay.
Especially in our part of the world, in the third world, they make money from this level. I'll come and explain it. Then the second largest group are those who work through a certificate they've acquired or training they've acquired from school. Then the third group. So you see that the higher you go, the smaller it becomes.
Yeah.
Refined skill.
Refined skill.
Then a brand. Then a rich business. Right. So most people make money from the first level through their physical strength, physical labor. So in an economy like ours, most people make money from this level. So petty traders, hawkers, porters, security men, and laborers,
Market women.
some market women, not all market women, make money from this level. Then the second group of people are those who have gone to school. So they usually have either secondary school or post-secondary school education, and they've got the certificate or training. So they know they have basic professional skills. They can be teachers, they can be nurses, some can even be doctors. They can be carpenters, they can be masons, but they make money through a certificate or training that they've acquired in school. They are not particularly unique or outstanding.
Accountants are part of this, right?
Yes, some accountants. So most accountants, actually. So people are working with a certificate or training. Then the third level are those who, beyond training or certificates, they have refined their skill. They have unique expertise. They are masters of their game. So they've taken themselves from the masses, and they are they have certain specialized skills, so they are at this level. Then the fourth level are those who, beyond knowing how to do something, they have become a name. They become a name. They have top of mind awareness. So beyond their skills, their name alone makes money. And then those who have a business. Sometimes here, people can have a business, but it will be at this level. Okay. It's through certificate or training. Then somebody can have a business can be at this level. Then a business is at this level or that level. So I'll flip the charts and make a few comparisons.
Okay.
Right. So we are going to do RS. Well, all of them is RS anyway. So the first level, so level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, and 5. We're going to compare a few things. So the first one is income. Now, if you're on level 1, people who are here, they make small income. People who are here at the level of refined skill make more money than those who are at the level of raw strength.
Okay.
So one of the things that I'll teach, one of the principles I'll teach is that unless you are an athlete, you cannot make money, good money, from your physical strength. Unless you're an athlete, you cannot make good money from your physical strength. Level 2 are those who use
the certificate
or the training, so they can be administrators, marketers, salespeople, like wako school kakra. So because of that, okay. So those people very often make more money than those down here.
Okay.
But the people here, they also have little bargaining power. I mean, you're a degree holder. How much can you earn? There's a limit on how much you can earn.
Yeah.
Maybe 1.5 to 2.5. I mean, best case scenario, 3.5. Okay, so income, these people make more income than these people. But those who are level 3, the level of refined skill, because they are really, really good at what they do, they have more bargaining power. So in terms of income, these people are higher than these people. They also have more bargaining power. And their tool of operation is skill. The tool of operation of these people is certificate or training. The tool of operation of these people is strength. Now, continuity. Because these people are doing the work themselves, both those at this level, all of these people at this level, they are doing the work themselves. So there's no continuity here. If this person is sick, if a laborer is sick, they are sick, they can't go to work. Somebody at the level of certificate or training, if they are sick and they are in a salary job, to an extent, they can skip earning an income up to a point where their sickness will cause their contracts to be terminated. So they are safer. Then those people here, these people depend on a wage, small wage. These people depend on a salary. Then these people, they make wages on a larger scale. So even if they are not well, they have some continuity, they have some reserves. These people have multiple streams of income. And while those at the level of received certificates are tied to a salary, these people are tied to wages. They make more money.
Right.
So somebody can work here and make, say, annually 50K. Then somebody can be in a refined skill and make 50K on one project.
Right. Right.
So they have multiple streams of income. They have reserve cash. Then it gets better. Then when they make a name, then they can do many different things. And because of their name, it makes money for them. Then it gets better. If their business becomes a larger enterprise, a rich business, then it has better chances of continuity. So, again, unless you are an athlete, you cannot make money with raw strength. So I'll go back to my pyramid again. That's first principles. Unless you're an athlete, you cannot make money with raw strength. Second principle, the basic tool to income generation and wealth creation, the most basic tool to income generation and wealth creation is skill. You have to get skill. So this is the beginning. You've gone to school, you've got to some education, now you have to get skill. Skill. However, most people haven't thought about this, but attitude imparts skill. Let me give you an example. So the one who sold you're always using your kaftan as an example.
You love my kaftan.
Yeah, I love your kaftans. You wear great kaftans.
Thank you.
A person can know how to sew, but not sew great clothes. Why? Because they think that it'll be fine, okay. So attitude is the lifter of skill. A person can be a teacher, they have the skill of teaching, But if their mindset is a mindset of mediocrity and not that of excellence, then they can teach anyhow. So they will remain at this level for a long time. They are paid. Their income is restricted by their training and certificate. They're not head-hunted by anybody. If you're going to be head-hunted, you have to be at this level. So attitude is the lifter of skill. You have to have an attitude that says that I want to be great at what I do and pay the price to achieve greatness. Then strategy is what expands skill. Because you see, two people can be teachers and one can make more money than the other because of their strategy. What is strategy? My plan for how I position what I do. Whether I get an education, a specialized education to improve it. Even who I associate with. So a young person who's upcoming in an industry can decide to associate with a stronger brand and in so doing catapult their brand to the next level. So you need skill, then you need an attitude of excellence that is determined to ensure that that skill gets to this level. It's a refined skill.
Okay.
And then you need strategy.
Okay. Let me let you take a little breath. So the people at the level of received certificate and training, would you qualify what they have as skill or as knowledge?
Basic skills. So
Basic
a lot
skills.
of, yes, they have knowledge, a lot of knowledge, a lot of them have a lot of knowledge, but they have basic skills. They can be teachers, administrators, nurses.
Is that skill or is that knowledge?
Yes, so it's a mix of skill and knowledge. Just that it is not at a superior level.
Okay.
They have not set themselves apart from the crowd. So they have lower bargaining power. They cannot bargain much. There's a fixed budget that's for your role. But if you have refined skill, very often those who operate at the level of refined skill, they never really have to apply for a job. They are very often headhunted. Everybody wants them. They stand out of the crowd. So they can be an accountant, but they are expert accountants. They can be a medical doctor, expert medical doctor. They can be trainers, expert trainer. Because they've done something that uniquely sets them apart from everybody else. But sometimes somebody can be at this level, but they are not a name. So you can be good at this level, but you can be known within just your industry.
Okay.
Just your industry. But when you become a name, most likely you will transcend the peripheries of your industry. Then you're able to do more with a name. Then when you become more structured, more organized, you become a proper organization, a business.
Okay, because you're moving very fast. So for the sake of those who are not able to catch up.
Okay.
So a typical example would be at the received certificate training level would be, for instance, someone who has gone to GIJ, studied journalism or communication. Now you graduated, you have your certificate, but they ought to have strategy and attitude to refine their skills, so they know that it's not just what I've gone to study in class. I'm going to have to put what I've studied into practice, right? So then they are learning more outside of what they've learned. They are taking small gigs to talk at certain places to refine the way they speak, right? And then when they continually do so, they now become a brand where they are now sought after by companies to speak to, let's say, their staff. That's when they get to the rich brand. Okay.
But I'm also wondering, is it everybody that will get to that rich business point, especially if you go through the received certificate training, refined skill, the rich brand? Is it automatic that you become a rich business?
Nothing is automatic. Everything must be done intentionally. So I'll say two things. A critical part of these principles is the fact that it's God who gives increase. Hard work and strategy alone does not make a person prosper in life. I mean, in the Bible, there's a situation where Peter talks about he's fishing, he fishes all night, doesn't catch any fish. Jesus Christ comes and says, Charlie, brother, throw your net somewhere, and then he catches fish. So hard work alone doesn't guarantee prosperity and success in life. So there's a part that's also divine. You must be prayerful, you must be connected to a source of power. My argument is that every person of prominence is connected to a source of power. The source of power may not be the same. It may not be the same deity, but there's certainly a source of power at play. So you can't just walk through life with your senses, with knowledge, skills, and strategy trying to succeed. You must build power. That gives you a certain level of guarantee. Having said that, whilst you have power, power is enablement to do. So you must use your head and think and map up a strategy. If I'm going to become an international speaker and speak across the continent and across the world, I can't sit down in Ghana and hope that one day I'll get a call to go and speak in Colombia or Brazil or China or America. I must be deliberate.
Right.
I must build relationships across the world. I must build partnerships. So you don't build a rich business automatically. You must strategically formulate it. Intentionally map your way to where you want to get to. So if anybody is watching us and they feel that, Charlie, based on this thing, I'm at the level of received certificates, one of the first things you can do is to just decide that you become a master at something.
Beautiful.
And longevity is no guarantee of expertise. You know, sometimes we think that,
Yeah.
but you know a seamstress who has sewn for a long time and is still sewing rubbish. So it's not about how long you've done it. It's about how well you've done it.
Interesting.
It is not practice that makes perfect. It is perfect practice that makes perfect. Yeah. So you can be a mason for a long time. You know, sometimes you go to somebody's building, they are building it, and you can see how the plaster in the blocks, it looks very ugly.
Yeah.
And then some buildings, they've not plastered it, but just the arrangement of the blocks excites you.
Yeah.
So it's a mindset thing that what I am doing, I want to become an expert at this. And one of the challenges, again, I'm going to talk about education. one of the challenges, okay, of our education is that there is very little emphasis on skill.
Yeah.
My opinion is that, look, at the beginning of every degree program, we must list and identify the top skills that a person must have by the end of the program. So if you do a bachelor's degree in communications, you must identify at least, you're doing it for 4 years. So these 10 skills are the skills you must have at the end of this program. If you're doing a bachelor's degree in sociology, psychology, all these programs must identify skill. So the reason there are so many people here is that many people go to school, they've acquired knowledge, they have a degree, but they don't know exactly what they can do. Sometimes the problem is not really about the content of education. That's not the problem. The problem is with the delivery. The same courses taught, the same topics taught can be done in such a way that by the time a person is done, they've acquired certain skills. They know how to write emails. Trust me, 90% of graduates in Ghana don't know how to write emails. How do I know this? I've been employing for nearly a decade. They send emails all the time. Or sending CV, no, what attached to the mail, no subject, no body, nothing. But so many. Why should a person finish a degree in communications and not know how to send an email?
Yeah.
People finish degree in communications and doesn't know how to do presentation, cannot do PowerPoint.
Is that to say it's not everything that will be taught in the school?
I agree.
Because you're not being taught how to send emails in communication course.
But then you see, then my question is, if you're a business and you're into making products, then the products come out and then those who use the product say that the product is not fit for purpose. What must the business do? You re-engineer your products. So I agree. I am largely self-taught. I have a master's degree. But even before I did a degree to even get a master's degree, I've done a lot of things. But how many people have enough drive and exposure to do what I did for myself? So there's a system, the society must be re-engineered to solve problems. If there's a way we can go about something in a simpler manner, why do we want to make it hard? So every program, every course of study must identify skills that this is what you must know how to do by the time you are done with this program. And let's design the delivery of the program to ensure that these skills have achieved. And let's reward people for what they do outside of classroom. When I was doing my degree in communications, I'd already published 7 books. It didn't count for anything, but I should have counted. I did at least 4 different courses in literature. It should have counted that I've done my own books.
Yeah.
Right? So let's move our education from chew and pour territory, writing exams. If I become president, I'll ban examination on paper.
Why?
It's a crazy statement.
Why?
Because so much of real life, if school is preparation for the real world, then let's look at how the real world is. How much of the problems that you have had to solve in your life had to do with you sitting down and writing something down.
Indeed.
Things must be practical. Let's do projects. Let's do tasks. Let's do assignments. If we study marketing, let's not just go and sit down and write something on marketing, because marketing a business is no joke. So build a business. Let's do a pseudo business on campus. Go and market it. Come and show us the strategy that you deployed. Show us the results. Then that is training. But if we don't do that, then we'll have so many people at this level. They just have training, I go school, or a degree. But I'm sure
there's no practicality to it.
And if our business are going to make more money to pay people more money, you see, we forget that, you see, a company doesn't make money by itself. A company makes money based on the talent and capacity of those in it. So if we want our business to pay more money, the talent must be good to generate the money. Because we often think of our employers as a big bowl that's the having opens and throws money into. But it's also the amount of money TV3 does is a collective work of the staff in TV3. So if it doesn't pay well enough, then the staff must get better skills, must perform better, must produce more results. Very often we don't see it like that. We think the CEO's job to produce the money.
Yeah.
Anita, I want to ask a question.
This table we are shaking.
The table that I'm shaking.
This table we are shaking. The legs are broken.
I am not here.
But you know, talking about our educational system and all of that, I think it's quite recently that you see a lot of people or some people in our universities or in our schools towing towards the entrepreneurial skills development side and trying to do something, you know, in addition to the school. But someone was telling me that previously we had our parents or, you know, our aunties and uncles from back in the day. Once you have some small certificates, you are good to go. And you do not need any extra skill like that, you know, to be able to maneuver. What is making, you know, these differences that we're having now? And a lot of people also wanting to get into the entrepreneurial side and forgetting that, I mean, my certificates and whatever is not doing anything for me. So let me just put it on the side.
So first of all, let me really speak to this issue of entrepreneurship. Not everybody must become an entrepreneur. It's important. Great enterprises need great employees to succeed. So we will err greatly by encouraging all our gifted people to become entrepreneurs. If you become an entrepreneur, who are you going to work with? So we need smart, brilliant employees to work. So what we necessarily need to give our young people, our students, our graduates, is not necessarily entrepreneurial skills. Okay. It's professional skills. Things they need to know how to do and do well. Many times, academia argues that their job is to teach people how to think. Please, let's stop making the argument. I am a businessman. If I make a product, and my customers tell me that the product that I'm making is inadequate, my job is to go and sit down and re-engineer my products. Academia must be humble enough to say that, look, this thing, we are not fit for purpose. Let's redesign what we are doing. Why have things changed? Because the world is changing. Things, what used to work before doesn't work anymore. I mean, we've heard many people say things like, oh, when we're in the university, we're two in a room, and then they will serve us lunch, then we'll go and eat, and all of this. The world is not that way anymore. So what used to work 50 years ago cannot work now. That is one. But even more importantly, as a nation, we must be ambitious about becoming one of the best in the world. How is that going to happen? Our people. Our people. We've seen enough gold, we had cocoa, then we said oil came, and we jubilated that oil has come, and here we are. How much is the dollar today? So we should invest in training our people, developing sharper people. And I don't believe that school must have all the responsibility. I believe that parents too must have some responsibility. If you have your parents and you have children, start training your young people to think well. Teach them about skill development, teach them about negotiation. But the truth is, parents are busy trying to make money to take care of their kids. So much of the work must be done by school. And school needs to reposition itself, because as the world develops and there's more technology, school in its current state will become obsolete.
Jeremiah, the questions are just all over my mind, and I'm trying so much for us not to stay on that education bit because it's really, really important. I have two questions. Okay. Do you think that it's about time as a nation where we are to move beyond the receive certificate and training? In the last few years, I've seen a number of people graduate, even known-name celebrities graduate from GIMPA, other universities, like lots of people going to learn. I don't know what is attracting or what is inviting people to go and get a master's now. Do you think we should move beyond that, because now some of the big names we hear in the world, especially athletes, like the #1 swimmer, #1 F1 racer, are people who do not even sit in the classroom, but are making huge names. That's one for me. And #2, must the person follow this chronologically? Should you move from raw strength to receive certificate to refined skill, or someone can move from just having raw strength, let's say a gym instructor, to refined skill, or straight to a rich brand?
A rich business.
It's not in any particular order.
Okay.
You're just explaining the levels and what everybody is. I mean, I came straight to here.
Okay.
I came straight to here. I was at here before I even came for this.
So you didn't do raw strength at all?
Yes, I didn't do raw strength at all. I mean, very, very early in my life, I realized that so if I'm going to survive by my strength, I won't go very far.
It's not carpentry.
So, for what you said, there are a number of sides to it. The first one is just common sense. If you live in a society and you realize that people are concerned about certification, and that is a pathway for promotion, don't even think of promotion in the literal sense of it, but I mean rising through life, it makes sense to go and get it. I mean, many years ago, my friends would call me and say, Charlie Jama, somebody came to train our company. The person has an MBA, that's why he came to buy. He's not even very good though. Charlie Jama, when are you going to go back to school? So, in our society, having skill alone is not enough for people. They want to see academic credentials.
Yeah. Okay.
If that's how the society is wired, it makes sense. So my view is that everybody must go to school and get a degree. Now, if you listen to me very often, you think that I have a case against going to school. Oh, I have a master's degree, I'm going to get a second one soon. So I don't have a case against going to school. The way our society is designed, whatever skills that you have, it makes sense to add school into it because you need it. It's a power center. It's a source of having power in our society. It's a power center. But having said that, I was having a conversation with a very great man in this country some years ago, and then he made a comment about the fact that, I mean, in his organization, different people, one will be able to say, oh, MBA. The person is going to do an MBA, but you don't see any improved skill, improved understanding. And there are so many of such people. Nowadays, people finish degrees, they don't even wait to work for a while. Then they jump to do a master's degree. You have a master's degree, but you're a master of nothing. So, whilst people are hustling to go get more degrees, the focus should be developing skill. So, in the absence of a society that has a planned skill development program, everybody must take their destiny in their own hands and decide that these are the skills I want to acquire by the time I'm done. And deliberately plan your own learning to acquire that skill. So when I was in school, I remember one semester, I go and see in Brandon. But I told my mates that, I've got to see in the exams, but I know I've mastered this. Because my studies is not limited to the lectures hand notes. I buy textbooks. I want to understand the concept. I want to come on the afternoon show and wow you. So I don't care about the grade I'm getting in class per se. I'm more interested in mastering the subject. So all of us must have that dual focus. They study for the exams and get a good grade. But even more importantly, master the subject. There are too many people in Ghana with good grades, good classes, no skills, no mastery.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're in an era where, especially the young people, they have the raw strength, but they just want to jump to having a rich business. What do you have to tell those people? Because there are lots of young people who don't think that, oh, I don't need to get that training. I don't need that certificate. I think that all of this is just a waste of time. Let me just find any means and ways to get to that top.
And do you think social media has made that even easier for people? Because they see a lot of posts,
I mean, the rich business, they see the big men and big women, and they want to become like them.
So I want to be an influencer
overnight.
and suddenly I become a rich business or a rich brand.
For everybody who succeeds as an influencer, there are at least 100 people who didn't succeed. So just lately when Facebook announced that it was going to monetize the platform, everybody is doing videos lately. Please, how many of them have made money from the videos? So life is not simple. I think that's why all of us are into what we do. I think that we must be deliberate about educating people about what it really means to do well. And sometimes, sometimes you advise people, they don't listen. But 5-10 years down the line, they will listen. I've had employees in my business where they're in a hurry, they don't want to work hard, they want to make money quickly. I'm talking to them, they don't listen. But I let them go. And I always say that 5-10 years later, you remember me. You remember what I taught you, and then you realize it. So all of us must I'm a realist. And I tell people that, look, entrepreneurship is difficult, it's hard. And people say things like, you are discouraging people. Then I say that, look, marriage is difficult. They say that, no, marriage is not difficult. I say, I've been married. I say it's difficult. People don't want to hear the truth. But we must tell people the truth. I am not scaring you. I am preparing you. So we must be deliberate about encouraging and inculcating a mindset that it takes a while to succeed. There is no overnight success. Everybody you see who is doing what they are doing has done it for more than a while. So if you're going to succeed in business, you're going to be rich, you're going to be great, it's going to take you some time to produce it. Now, if you still feel that, oh, but I know somebody who hasn't really hustled and they have money here, check those people. They always never end well. Anybody who takes a shortcut, cuts corners, does things, they almost always never end well.
Well, we have some comments here. We're wrapping up in a bit. This one from Royal Jeffrey Godwin says, well, your name. This is the best program I have watched in years. Wow, so educative. The man is so good. We have men like this in Ghana. Why are we then struggling as a nation?
Me, I'm struggling.
I like that.
So much information. This one from Philip Darko says, very interesting topic. I'm really enjoying this. And F4 Ima says, please don't forget to drop it on YouTube. I was really taking notes, but you see, he is fast, but I really love it. And so those are some good comments coming in from our viewers, and we're grateful that you're watching. And so in wrapping up, have some few minutes to go. What will be your final words?
Everybody must have a strategic plan for their lives. Everybody must decide what it is that they want to become. And map out a plan that identifies all the key things. What kind of skills do I need to become what I need to become? And then be deliberate about acquiring the skills. And as we go, in your 20s, you are more energetic, you are jumping around, you are trying many things. But as you grow, you must find what works for you. So I'm a very versatile person. I'm a man of many parts. But I've come to understand which of parts of my life make the money. But again, a career plan should go beyond just making money. There are things I do that gives me a certain influence. There are things I do that gives me visibility. There are things I do that gives me fulfillment. What I do in church, I don't get paid for it. It is my service to God. Then there are things I do that makes me money. So as you grow, you must find your strength areas, what you're good at. The challenge for many people is that they've spread themselves so thin. They're doing everything, and they are not defining where their strength areas lie. So everybody must map out a plan for their lives and decide that this is where I want to go to, these are the skills that I need, these are the associations that I need to build. Everybody must be deliberate about building associations. Because people say things like, you live in a society, that's whom you know. Every society is whom you know. And whom you know does not necessarily mean it's a bad thing. But all of us give opportunities to those we know.
Yes.
Why am I on this show? Somebody knew me and recommended me. Everything I've had, somebody knows me and recommends me. So you cannot become a recluse who keeps yourself until you don't say hello to somebody, you don't go to anybody's funeral, anybody's wedding, you don't call anybody. You can't make a difference in life. You must be deliberate about building your network.
Guilty.
Absolutely.
Guilty.
He is guilty.
Very guilty. I'm repenting right now. Thanks for the lecture. Jeremiah Boabing, we love you so much. Thank you for the education. And of course, we're wishing you all the best. We hope that a lot of people will reach out to learn what you've taught us here today. But where can we find you if you want further?
Well, so I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn as well. My phone number, that I got a lot of calls, but it's fine. I am very passionate about this country. That's one of the reasons why I do what I do. It's not the primary reason. We must be great. And we must be deliberate about being great. So I don't mind helping people, coaching people, consulting for people. I don't mind at all.
Okay. So we'll find you at MC Yao. Jeremiah Boabing, right?
Yes, yeah.
LinkedIn, Facebook.
LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, you can find me.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. All right, you're still watching The Afternoon Show. We have a whole lot more for you. You want to stick and stay right now.